Zero. Zero. Now, if working out is getting to the Super Bowl or winning it, okay? And I'm starting to believe you when you say, that's not what the Steelers are about.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're right and it's just about let's get in the playoffs.
What about
I'll say slim.
And make some noise.
Hold on,
Slim.
can we set it at win a playoff game?
Oh, that's
Because that
would be a huge win.
That's what I'm
Slim
saying.
at best.
So you give them a slight chance at that. Because I give them no chance. But go ahead.
I do think they are going to. I think they're going to experience their first losing season, obviously, since Tomlin was there. I think we're going to see that Tomlin's, and he had some faults, but he was holding this thing together and getting them to their 9 or 10 wins every year. Aaron Rodgers was mid last year.
Yep.
And at 42 and 43, he's not going to get better. And check this out. His last 2 years with Mike McCarthy, who I do think is a good coach. But his last 2 years with McCarthy in Green Bay, that was MVP Rodgers. I mean, he won it 2 years after, McCarthy left 2 times. They were 10-12-1. 10-12-1. Rodgers did miss some games because of injury the first year of this two. But this is a terrible move by the Steelers. Wow. They need to just go ahead. They should have taken their lumps this year, rebuilt under McCarthy, and gone for the future. And they're going to try to win. They might win 7 games, something like that.
I think they should sign Kirk Cousins.
Really?
Yeah, I am offended on the Steelers' behalf that Rodgers is just such a delicate snowflake that he can't make his decision yet. Like, you can be like, Nick, why are you then not bothered about Kirk Cousins? I don't think there is a team in the league that has said to Kirk Cousins, you're our starter. Mm-hmm. And so I think Kirk is waiting to survey the landscape in a way a lot of like the second and third wave veteran free agents are. That's not this. This is like, it is inexplicable, bordering on indefensible, why Aaron Rodgers is not on the Steelers yet. If, assuming the Steelers want him, which it appears they do, and this whole they haven't offered me a contract nonsense he peddled to McAfee, that I tried to be nice the day of it, and then I was like, Nick, just be honest with the audience. This is all kayfabe. This is wrestling at this point. And for some reason, he needs to be special. He can't sign in the regular wave of free agency. He can't just be a part of the regular timeline of a season. And this is 4 years of this now.
Yeah. It's interesting because first of all, I actually think the Pittsburgh Steelers can still have a good deal of success with Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. I'm not going to go back 10 years or whatever it was. That feels pointless to me. I'm not going to waste my time trying to remember who was on the roster back then or what was happening. Aaron was injured and missed a bunch of games. I mean, what are we even doing here? That information is so meaningless to me. I can't even begin to emphasize just how meaningless that is. But yeah, you let Justin Fields go. I mean, Fields wasn't coming back anyway. I don't even know why his name was brought up. Gino? It feels like the direction is clear, you're moving forward with Aaron. The question, though, is why hasn't this already been finalized? Last season, it made a little more sense based on what Pittsburgh's options were and what they could potentially do. And when you listen to other retired quarterbacks talk about it, it makes sense why Aaron isn't signing right away because of some of the other factors at play, that he's going to wait, and it doesn't really matter because of what is actually required from him at this stage. I think both Hasselbeck brothers were talking about it, and it made a lot of sense. And I'm certainly going to defer to them when it comes to off-season quarterback dynamics. They're going to understand that far better than any of us will. But I do think it's different when it's a new team versus a team where you already have an established relationship. And I don't know, man. I don't get hung up on players making media appearances and whatnot. It's not always my favorite thing, but I can live with it. However, I do think, if this whole thing is Aaron's selling point right now, this idea of I'm just trying to work it out, figure it out, Pittsburgh, and yet he's going on McAfee and other platforms, if Aaron were more of a quiet, reserved type who just kept to himself in the off-season, I'd say, yeah, that's fine. That's how he handles this aspect of the NFL. Totally fair. Go do it. But that's not what he does. That's not his approach. And that's what makes this feel tiresome. I've defended Aaron a lot over the years. A lot. I defended his trip to Egypt, whatever that was. I really did. His darkness retreat, all of that. But at this point, I just think, have this stuff figured out. If Aaron thinks he's somehow pushing and pulling the media, playing this game of I've got news, Aaron Rodgers does not move the needle. He does not move the needle in terms of media discussions. He just doesn't. He's not at that level where if we talk about Aaron, suddenly everyone's tuning in. That's just not what happens. I was making videos when he was with the Jets, obviously. And I remember saying, I haven't made a video about the Jets and Aaron in a while. And I said, honestly, nobody watches them. Because no one actually really cares, despite the media trying to make it a thing. Someone in the comments asked why I wasn't talking about the Jets, and someone else replied for me, saying, did you not hear what he literally said in this video? And also, look at the views. It had a couple hundred views. Nobody cares. None of us as general football fans who love to watch all the teams, all the quarterbacks, all the games, we don't wake up in the morning and think, oh, did you hear what Aaron said? Where do you think Aaron's going to sign? He could go to Minnesota or Pittsburgh. No one really cares. It's not that significant. I don't know if Aaron still thinks he has that kind of momentum, but he just doesn't. And so if you're trying to do that song and dance, I'm kind of like, come on, man. Can we just have a normal off-season? Can things just be normal? And look, I don't think Aaron was bad last season. He actually really impressed me. He showed his worth. We talk about this all the time. Who are you as a quarterback? Who are you as a team? Who are you as a coach? When you're down by 2, up by 2, 3 minutes to go, fourth quarter, ball in your hands, what do? Do you convert that first down and not give the ball back? Do you force the other team to use their timeouts? Do you score? Do you go up by 2? Who are you? And Aaron showed his worth in those moments many times last season. Many times. So we can't hold Lamar Jackson's feet to the fire in those moments and talk about Caleb Williams and say those guys have to be better, and they do, and then downplay what Aaron has been able to do in those same situations, even this version of Aaron Rodgers. That matters. That does matter. So I am optimistic about a team with an offense that has a little more juice and Mike McCarthy at the helm. This offense could be like, okay, I see you. I see you. And that's where I just want Aaron to be like, okay. You're playing, right? We're just taking care of this. We've got this all taken care of. Because here's the weird thing. If Aaron is saying, I'm doing this, and the Steelers know it, then this situation doesn't entirely make sense to me. If the Steelers are confident Aaron's coming back and they're having conversations where Aaron's like, buddy, I'm definitely doing it. I'm just not signing yet because of X, Y, and Z. I don't really care about X, Y, and Z. I'm just like, that's great, but just sign. We're not here to play the X, Y, and Z games right now. Come on. What are we doing? And if they don't know yet because they haven't had that true conversation where they're shaking hands, looking each other in the eyes, and saying, I'm playing. I just don't want to sign yet because of X, Y, and Z, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. Do you? Don't you? Then I'm just like, what are we doing? What games are we playing right now? If it's not X, Y, and Z and it's A, B, and C, then what the heck are A, B, and C? What is the actual situation here? That makes me even angrier. And at that point, I'd be like, all right, fine. Goodbye and good luck. I'd rather take a chance on a Kyler Murray or something. At that point, I'm like, yeah, then just give me Kirk Cousins, because I believe I could also win and have some success with Kirk Cousins. So, fine. Give me Kirk Cousins. I'm good. He'll sign right now. He'll be all in. He'll say all the great things at the podium. Kirk Cousins can do that as well. I'm happy with that. I'm content. And if he's not good and we're not good, great. Then we're drafting high. Let's go. I mean, the host kind of got it wrong here because he said they should have just taken their lumps and he thinks they might win like 7 games. Okay, they win 7 games. That's a pretty high draft pick. You're going to be in a great position to draft a great quarterback. I understand maybe it's not as good as winning 4 games, but still seems like it would be a good situation. Either way, it kind of works. You win some games and there you go, or you don't and it fails spectacularly and now you're in a situation where you can draft your quarterback of the future. If you're looking at it through the ultimate long-term lens, then yes. Don't be good. Be bad. Draft that quarterback. But we can't say in one breath that we want the NFL to be competitive and teams to do everything they can to win no matter what, and then fault a team for still trying to make decisions to be competitive year after year. I hate watching teams and watching games where I know one of those teams is just absolutely awful. Even if they're going up against a team like the Bills, the Eagles, the teams that actually matter season to season, I'm like, this is a waste. This is such a bummer because this isn't a real game to me. No matter what I see, no matter what moment of greatness there is, I'm just like, congrats. It was against Geno Smith in Las Vegas. Or, wow, congrats, Chiefs. You beat Marcus Mariota and the Commanders. That's a bummer because we all love football so much, and any game that doesn't matter is a missed opportunity for an awesome moment. So I do appreciate that the Steelers are like, yeah, every single year we still bring it. We still put ourselves in positions to win games, to be brutal to beat. And I get it because they've come up short, and I expect more out of the Steelers. I've told you guys this a million times. I lived in Pittsburgh when they won their last Super Bowl. I was there in the streets when they were doing all that stuff. So I remember it vividly, very vividly. That's why I know how much it matters to that city. So I would be upset if I were still living in Pittsburgh and I just saw them keep going through this Groundhog Day situation. I would be upset. I would be bummed. But I do also think it's worth emphasizing the respect you have for a franchise and a team that's still just kind of like, listen, man. We're not unloading all of our talent and being terrible and then having to rebuild. They're still doing what they're trying to do to keep their best talent, to put a team forward that can win. They're trying. So I do respect that. But the whole song and dance with Aaron Rodgers at this point, like I said, I defended him plenty over these years, and at this point I'm just kind of like, what are we doing here? Honestly, these are clips that if there was more going on in the NFL world, I would skip. I really would, because I don't feel like talking about Aaron Rodgers and whether he's going to play with the Steelers. I don't care. I really don't. But there's not a lot going on, and I want to make a Steelers video, and unfortunately, it's the most pressing thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. So it's like, alright. If you want to make a Steelers video, then you've got to talk about this. And if you've got to talk about this, then you've got to talk about that. So I guess so. But that's why I just want to move past this so we can have, dare I say, real conversations that hold actual relevance. I know. It's a crazy concept. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Any chance this works out for Pittsburgh? They're going to get Aaron. They're going to be great. To me, I'll say win a playoff game. That's my cutoff point. Win a playoff game, which I think would be considered a success for the Pittsburgh Steelers at this point in time, even though they're a franchise that's clearly worth more than just a playoff win. But the other hosts say no chance. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. This really does help visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.